how beautiful it looks. And pretty soon everything will be spilling over. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Not Afraid to Garden. So today we're going to talk about weeds. So it seems to be, again, a problem in the springtime because that's when everything is growing in. And along with the grass, the weed is coming in. So we're finding that we're having that issue here. And not just here, actually, I was at my sister's house and my brother-in-law is also struggling with the weeds over at his house. So he, again, not being knowledgeable with weeds. I know a lot of people don't know what weeds are. And some of them have pretty little flowers and everything. And I don't have a problem having a weed that has a flower. I put it in flower pots. But you do not want to keep them on the ground because they will literally take over. So today we're going to just go around and identify some of those weeds so that way you guys can look for this in your garden also. And then my husband right now is actually working with the weeds here. So he's taking out from between the stones that we laid out last year. And what he is taking out right now, that's your common chicken weed. So we seem to have a lot of that around the stones. So we are just digging that out. Although there are some products that you can purchase that you can lay out. Some of them are sprays and some of them are just seeds that you throw out that could get rid of some of these weeds. But it's good to know what weeds you have so that way you know how to, what to buy to get rid of them. So follow me, guys. So that common chicken weed, I'm going to show you what that looks like. So if we zoom in, let's take a look at it right here because it seems to be growing more against these stones in this area here. And so what we're doing, we're just digging it out. Now, some of these are flowering. So what you want to do is definitely get rid of these weeds before they start to flower, because by the time they flower and they're done flowering, they're going to end up with seeds, and then those seeds are just going to keep spreading all over the place. So again, you can either, I need to have my gloves on, but if you can tear it out with the roots, just take the whole roots out and then put this in a bag and get rid of that. And that's literally what my husband is doing all the way through. So he's literally digging it out and then we're just getting rid of it on there. So as you guys can see here, so then the other weed that we're dealing with here is the woodland bittercress. Made a note of them, guys, because I wanted to make sure that I cover each and one of them. So that one is this one. This is the bittercress, okay? Now, this, for some reason, this year, we seem to have a really big problem with this because they're all over. Now, with this, it's probably the easiest weed to get rid of. Look at this. You just pull it out and it comes right out. But you see how it's flowering? It's got the flower. If you actually dig this out before that flower is done flowering, you're avoiding the plant from spreading the seeds, which I'll show you in a little bit of the ones that will spread the seeds, and then you don't have to worry about spreading it. Because see, as I touch this, there's no seeds popping out, spreading out all over. Okay, so again, catch it before it's done flowering. So that's the way to catch this. So I would have to literally just go around and pick this up like this. Or I can buy a spray and just spray it out. I haven't actually looked at those options. So for now, we're just going around and just picking up the weeds. So these are your woodland bittercress. Now, I'm going to show you once they've already flowered how easy they seed. And this is what you have to avoid. So let's find one that has already flowered. And then I'm going to show you what happens. That one's flowering. So that one, you're not going to have that problem. Let's go further back because I have more of these plants, these weeds further back. All right, so as you guys can see, look all around here. Again, look how easy it is for me to literally just pick it up. But these are not seeding yet, so this is the best time to pick it up. So I'll pick that up. I have to find one that has already flowered so I can show you what happens with that. Can't find one, guys. Actually, right here. I think there's one here. So, no. So what literally happens, I can't show you what happens, but this is what happens. So after this seeds, this here, you see this? This becomes, after it flowers, all of this becomes the seed. Everything on the little stem here are seeds. So the minute you walk by this plant, all of these seeds are going to pop up and spread all over the place. That's how they are multiplying, okay? They're not multiplying through the roots. They're multiplying through the seeds. And this is why you have to pick this up before they're done flowering, okay? So that's that weed. So I do have a couple of them, and I've been picking them up in this area. So then the other one, it's called the, this is the ground ivy. Now, I think it looks pretty only because it has the purple flowers, but this ground ivy, actually guys, here's that chicken weed. See, it's mixed up in here too. So you've got your chicken weed here mixed up with the ground ivy. So I have to pick this up too. But this ground ivy, guys, this will literally take over. Look at this. See how the roots just keep spreading? And that just keeps spreading and spreading. And before you know it, it just spreads everywhere. It's on the other side of my garden there, but it has made its way in here. And the best way to get rid of this is, again, to tackle it and pull up those weeds. Now, I have this in flower pots. I don't mind in flower pots because it looks beautiful, but I do not want it here in my garden. So literally I'm gonna have to go through and just pull all this weed all the way out and get rid of that. And then here's my wood cress here, also growing here. But again, I can do this and just get rid of it. And this, see, and they're all in bloom, which is a good thing. So that means that if I can catch this and get rid of it before these flowers are done, then that I don't have to worry that this is going to spread anymore. And I may be able to just get rid of this for next year and not have to really fight with it this year. But it seems to be a problem in everybody's garden this year. For some reason, I don't know why they've spread so much this year. So as much, guys, as we want to get rid of all of these weeds, we want the garden to look beautiful and everything, but we have to tackle these weeds, because if you are not careful, this weed, all these type of weeds will take over your garden. And then at that point, you're going to have to tackle it one way or another. And that's where the problem, because you're not going to want to spend so much time weeding all this stuff out. So I just recommend you guys just go around like this. Take some time. Again, if you want a garden, there's work to be done in the garden. Either you're fighting the weeds or you're fighting other issues, but you have to be able to go around and keep up with your garden. And these weeds, I think they're never ending, because if it's not one weed, it's another. Again, you've got other issues to deal with. So on this side, there's that chicken weed, the wood cress, again, growing in. So I'm just going to go around and just try to get rid of all this wood cress and the chicken weed. So that way, throughout the summer, I don't have to worry about it. Because I don't want to spend too much time out here, guys, getting rid of these weeds. And then the last one that I have, that seems to be, actually, I really don't have a big problem with this weed, is your common dandelion. So there's a couple of them around here. I have one, I have two here, and I think you guys are more familiar with this. Now this is not so easy for me to pull out of this because I want to pull out the entire root. So I'm going to have to probably go get a little shovel or some type of little tool to be able to pull that out of there, because I don't want to leave the weed behind. See, this is a heavy one, because that root is probably about this long. So I'm going to go get something and get rid of that. So as you guys can see now, I just keep spotting these woodcress weeds, and I want to just pull them all out. Unfortunately, my brother-in-law and my sister, so their garden, the woodcress already flowered. So they're now having to pick this woodcress up, trying not to disturb the seeds, because the minute that you touch the plant, those seeds just pop right up. And then again, you're seeding, you're just placing seeds all over the place. So let's go and find a tool for me to pick that up. But look how easy it is, guys. Look, I'm picking up, just pulling out this woodcress. And then I just pile it up, and then I come back and then just pick it up and put it in the trash. All right guys, so I got this little tool, my little shovel tool here. And I'm going to have to dig this one out, but I want to dig it out with the root, because if I don't catch the root, it'll continue to spread. And again, these flowers, once they're done flowering, if I don't get rid of this before that, this flower will have the little, all this will dry up and turn into little white petals. And I think they turn into those little white petals where people kind of make a wish on them. I've seen people do. And then the wind takes it, and then that seed will end up somewhere in your garden, all over the place. So this is why you have to pull the weed. Look at this. Look at that weed. Look at that root. Whoa. It's about a mile long, right? So again, guys, you have to pull this. You're going to need help. You can't just pull it out with your hand, just with your fingers like that. You're going to have some type of tool. Don't leave this around. Don't allow it to, see, if it starts to dry, this is starting to dry up. Eventually, that will spread all over the place. Let's try one more, and I'll show you how long that root is. All right, so here's the root on this one. Actually, the root kind of cut off, which is disappointing. But let me see if I can grab the rest of it. I'm not sure that was the root, but yeah, so I managed to get a little bit more of that root. So this is the way to get rid of your dandelions. You don't want that. And again, I don't have a problem with those. Seems like most problems I have is that woodcress. I have to get rid of it before it dries up. And your common ivy, because your ground ivy, I have quite a bit there. I don't have them in flower pots, guys. I'm going to show you what they look like in flower pots. Only because they really look nice. I do have it. Let me see. It's over here. Let's take a look at it over here. These weeds, some of them, they really do look nice, and you don't have to, like, you could get rid of it. You don't want it in your lawn. Look how beautiful, guys, these are growing in this year. Actually, I've had these for quite a few years. We got my just can't remember the name of this right now. But look how beautiful this is. These look nice in flower pots too because they spread. And those have seemed to have multiplied really well. Actually, I can't find the one with the ground ivy, but this is also a weed. I'll put down the name of this weed. This is also a weed, but look guys, look how beautiful it looks. And I put these in flower pots. And look how beautiful it looks here. I don't want it on the ground, but in flower pots, I don't mind because I can control it there. And actually see, here's one growing here. I'm gonna get rid of this one. But look at the leaves and the plant itself. Again, you want to get the whole root, guys. This is the whole root system. But look how beautiful the leaves grow. And again, this is a weed, but you don't want this growing in your garden. So what I'll do is, I'll come back, make a little room in the flower pot in here, and there you go. My weed is now in a flower pot, and I can control that. But I have a flower pot where I'm growing the ground ivy, and that ground ivy looks really nice in a flower pot. But I can't seem to find, oh, here it is. Right here. So look at this. Again, it's contained in a flower pot, right? But look how beautiful it looks. And pretty soon everything will be spilling over. And that's okay. While I have it in that flower pot. So you can make something positive out of something negative. So do get rid of your weeds in the garden, but if they have some type of color flowers, you can put them in flower pots and grow them there. So guys, go out into your garden, take a look around and see what you have and what you can get rid of, so that way later on you don't have to spend so much time in these flower beds just weeding all this stuff. So I hope you guys learned a little bit of these weeds and their names, and then what they look like, so that way you guys can go out and tackle them. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and again, this is all about weeds. So we'll get rid of these weeds in the spring, and then we'll just enjoy our plants and our lawn for the rest of the summer. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to like. Peace.